What's up everybody, Granny Kami here, and you may notice that I'm not in my costume today. That's because I actually received a few private messages and even a comment saying that I should try doing my reviews without my costume because that's what I used to do, and so you know, I thought I'd listen to people and give it a try. So if this is better, let me know and I'll continue it. If I hear nothing back about it though, I will probably just go back to my costume. Maybe just switch it up a bit, I don't know, I'll see. Anyway, this is my review for Bleach Chapter 529, Everything But the Rain Part 2. Now, it starts off back in the Royal Realm, with Oetsu talking to Renji. He's talking about Asauchi and how Ichigo couldn't, you know, he couldn't do it, and Renji didn't say anything about it. And he mentioned that Renji probably already knew that he couldn't. Then he goes on to say that every Shinigami is able to awaken an Asauchi. Another reason why Ichigo couldn't, because he's not exactly a Shinigami. But he said anybody can master it. Or nobody can awaken their Zanpakuto without an Asauchi. Not a single Shinigami has ever done it. Not one. He also brings up an interesting point about Kenpachi. He says he got his Zanpakuto from a corpse, which is, you know, I didn't think that. I know Tosen did that too. But I didn't think you could just steal it. That maybe you had to have like a connection with the person. Apparently not. But yeah, okay. So, and then after that it goes to a flashback and we see Rangiku looking for her captain, and then two Shinigami walk past like, oh, this must be hard to do this every day, and she's sitting behind the bush, throws something at him, I don't know what the hell it is, and then he catches it and then she just kicks him in the face with it and breaks it and nearly breaks his nose, and we find out that it's Ishin Shiba, just like I called last week. So he's in the 10th division. Now I didn't get home to make that video, I was actually currently working on it, but since they've already revealed it, there's no point making it now. But yeah, it turns out he's the 10th squad captain, and Rangiku is giving out to him about not doing his work, which is very weird because Rangiku never does her work, and all of a sudden she's giving out to Ishin, so she must have changed when Ishin left. And then they go back inside and a Shinigami comes up and says he's got all of his work done. Turns out it's Hitsugaya. Then Ishin picks him up and just like, oh, you're gonna make a great captain. And this angers Rangiku because she's like, but I'm the vice captain, judging by my rank I should be the next captain. And Ishin makes a joke saying that if she were to be captain, the division would crumble. And then Hitsugaya basically agrees by saying, don't worry, my Bankai training's going well, so I'll be fine. This again angers Rangiku, obviously. And then Hitsugaya wants to talk about a report. And Ishin's like, no, where's my food? I can't remember what it was called. And Hitsugaya keeps pointing out that this is important. And Ishin just keeps asking for his food, and this guy is like, yes, it was nice, get over it. So, and then Ishin's like, whoa, what the hell, you ate it, like? And then this guy's like, okay, back to the report. And then he starts talking about how a Shinigami representative of town accidentally died while protecting it, and then two others died in the same month or something, in a month maybe, and then the second Ishin here says he just runs. He's gone straight to the city or wherever it is, and Rangiku tries to stop him and says, wait, we'll come too, and then Ishin says no, she can't, and then just leaves. Rangiku's like, come on Hitsugaya, we need to follow him, and Hitsugaya says no, he's going on because he knows it's dangerous. At our part, if we go, we'd just be in the way. After that, we see it skips to another location and we see a person walking into a lab. In this lab, we see Gin, finally, second favourite character, he's back. I know it's only a flashback, but you probably have something to do now at least, or will at least see him. And Tosin. And this person who walks in, and so obvious who it is already, like, walks in and asks how it's going, and Tosin basically says it's not going good. And then we find out this person's Aizen, and he's trying to find Shinji and his group so they can do the holification and hit two birds with one stone. And then of course he says, like, basically his main quote, it's all going according to plan. Not just as planned, but it's basically the same shit. Okay, that's my review. My thoughts. It was a good chapter. The part at the start I wasn't actually expecting to be in it, but I'm not complaining either that it was. I mean, it makes a bit of sense. It kind of delves deeper into Ichigo's character and why he couldn't, and how proper or how pretty much anybody can become a Shinigami, really. The flashback part was good, although what surprised me a bit now was this is going to be a long flashback, simply because in a normal flashback the background of a manga is black, but in this one it's white, so I'm thinking it's going to be long, well, not too long, like, but long enough, similar to Turn Back to Pendulum. Probably not as long as Turn Back to Pendulum, but you know, that kind of style. It's just going to continue on one after another. It's not going to like switch between real time and the past, you know. I thought Ishin being part of the 10th Division makes a lot of sense, although I do remember, now I'm not 100% sure on this, after Turn Back to Pendulum, during Turn Back to Pendulum, not away the captain was dead. Well, I thought the captain straight after that was Hitsugaya. As we all know, Ishin was not a captain back then. Because if he was, Shinji would know him, but Shinji states when Ishin, you know, awakens his powers again, that he doesn't know this power, so he doesn't know. So, this flashback is probably about 20 to 30 years ago, I'd say. Probably 20, because, I mean, yeah, probably 20, because, I mean, he's lost his power, he loses his powers for 20 years. So, it makes sense. I wouldn't imagine it's 100 years ago, unless time flows differently in the Soul Society than it does in the real world. But, yeah. So, I think this is spaced 20 years in the past, and Ishin being the 10th it does make a little bit of sense, but at the same time they need to fix it up. What they've said is, if I remember correctly, they do anyway. Yeah, I think everyone knew it was going to be a Shiba, but I called it last chapter, so, you know, I'm not saying I'm the only one or the first person to say that, but it was obvious, like, you know. Yeah, the whole thing with Aizen in it again. Of course they'd find some way to throw him back in. I'm just happy to see Gin again. Seriously. Too bad we'll never see Stark again, unless it has another Aizen flashback, which I doubt. I mean, what's the point? And even showing just bad in it, because, I mean, they're dead now, like, except for Grimjoe and Halibel. But yeah, other than that, there's not really a lot to talk about. I guess I'll give this an 8 out of 10. Yeah, an 8 out of 10. I did enjoy it, so 8 out of 10's worth it. So yeah, tell me what you think of not using the costume. If it's better or worse, let me know, so I can decide whether or not to keep it up or go back to the costume. So yeah, that's everything. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like my videos. And I'll see you next time. This is Greedy Tommy. Talk to you later.